Hey guys, this is Kathy with Kincaid Special Creations. I'm coming to you with a first time tried canning episode. I am working right now on trying to make some strawberry jam. I've never canned before. I've never even tried, never even had an idea I could can before. So if you have any suggestions, any things you see I'm doing wrong, any things you think I could improve on, any things that you think that might be helpful to me in the future to pull this off the next time, I would greatly appreciate it. Please give me a like for my effort of trying, comment, and if you're not a subscriber, think about just giving me a little press on that red button that says subscribe. It really does help for YouTube to get my things out and have a good time with me every once or twice a week. I do have a garden tour that I put up every Sunday. My first time really and in a full harvest or full hardy way of doing a garden. So if you have any suggestions on that, I appreciate that too. All right, let's see if we can get into this video and see if you like it. Thanks for watching. I'm going to try to. Timmy brought me home some strawberries last week, and I'm going to try to make some strawberry jam. First time I've ever canned, so if you have any comments that will help me out to do it the next time, I really, really would appreciate it. I'd like a like and a share, and if you haven't subscribed, subscribe to me. You just never know what you're going to find on this channel, and it really does help to get this out to the world, so that they can see and enjoy me being silly most of the time and funny sometimes and just having a good time. At 65 years old, I'm entitled. So I'm going to turn you around and let you see what I'm working with. And here we go. First thing is I pulled up on Pinterest a recipe for strawberry jam. And in it, it tells me I need strawberries and Sure-Jell, my beautiful new canner Timmy got me for my birthday, yay, 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 and some lemon juice. And, of course, sugar. So I am going to try to go by the directions as it says on this Pinterest site. And she is thefrugalgirls.com. I don't know if you can see that or not, but that's where I found this at. So if you happen to be having some extra strawberries, maybe you got a strawberry patch, maybe you don't. I'm not sure. I don't know if this lemon juice is going to work, but it's all I have, so I'm going to give it a try. Alright guys, I'm going to put you on the tripod so you can watch me as I go through the steps of what I know from what I've watched that you have to do. So I'll be right back. Okay guys, I'm going to leave you sitting right here where you can watch me. I'm going to be working over here first. Then I'm going to come to the stove area. And then eventually to this side. But I don't want you too close because I don't want it falling over. But just watch as I go through the steps. I'll be back. What I'm going to do here is to get that brand new canner and give it a really good scrub job. That's what it said to do in the instruction book that came with this canner. So that's what I'm doing. Says to start your canner with, first when you buy a canner, wash it, wash it, wash it. It has some kind of oils that they put into it from the factory, so you need to wash it, which I did. Now I gotta wash the lid. But when you're using it for a water bath canner, do not lock that lid down. I'm sure that's what they tell you, because if you are not pressure canning, you are only water bath canning. You just need the lid to kind of keep some of the steam in so it'll do its thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wash that lid and set it off to the side, and then I'm going to start cutting up my strawberries. So here we go. It says 5 cups of wash your jars lids. I have my jars in the dishwasher and wash everything else off. I didn't wash the lids. Simmer lids and warm. Okay, so the next thing I need to do is to wash my lids in some warm, salty water. In case you didn't catch that, I am now washing the lids and the rings that will go on these jars in some warm soapy water. And then I'm going to put them in the lids in that little saucepan and turn it on simmer so that it will then be ready to put on the jars when I get the jelly in it. Alright, you just never know when you're canning, especially when you're canning for the first time. Always check your lids for any problems with that little red ring, and check your rings that goes on it to see if there's any indentations or bad parts or rust or anything. Don't use them if they're rusty. All this is just information that I've gathered over YouTube, so by all means do your own research. I'm just taking you along for this one so it can be part of my garden video this week, and because I don't want these strawberries to ruin. Timmy was really sweet to bring them home to me last week, so let's get them started. I'm going to try the spoon method to take the core out of them. We'll see if that works. First thing I'm going to do is put them in here and wash them. What I don't use in my jam, I'll use in my, put in the freezer. Well, I gotta get them worked up today somehow. A lot of berries, guys. Beautiful, beautiful berries. Here my tea kettle getting warm. This is for extra hot water if I need it for anything. So let me turn it down on low. Water I heated up in the tea kettle is simply to put in the big canner in case it doesn't get the inch over the jars. Set it over here, set my colander on. Okay. Now, let me get me a bowl. Set these over. I'm going to wash it. Just take any chances of having any botulism to come out in it. Here's just a little bitty knife if I need it. Okay. Now what I'm doing is I'm just taking the tops and the bottoms off and coring those strawberries and cutting them to very, very fine pieces. Oh, about the size of a bean maybe. And that way it'll make them be easier to cook up when we get to the next phase. Here's what I'm doing. Just cutting it up into little bitty chunks, little tiny chunks. So I'll be back when I get them all done. I now have my 5 cups of strawberries all chopped up. But because my jars got cold, not cold, but cold in the dishwasher, I'm going to set them down in this thing of hot water. Because I know that jam is going to be, this thing is so large for my fingers. Dang it. They make this stuff look so easy on TV. It's not easy, guys. But if it was easy, everybody can, right? We'll be able to get, if I get that many made, be able to get 12 in there. Next time it won't be so hard because I'll be able to fill it up with jelly, or jam in this case. Look how cute these jars are, guys. I don't know if you can tell it or not, but they got grapes and apples and strawberries and everything all over them. So it'll definitely be a plus. You'll be able to know what your jelly is. Oh man. Oh, come on now. Set up. Set up. Okay. Set my jar up. There we go. You over there. I know I can't use you to get the jelly out with, but there we go. Now they're all 12 in there. All right. You have to have big hands to use these things, guys. All right, so now I'm on to the next step. Now, next step is to fill a 20-quart pot. I've already done that. Crush the strawberries, already done that. Transfer it to an 8-quart stock pot. Mine's a lot bigger than an 8-quart, but I'm gonna wash it out too. Just to be safe. Okay. Now, put our strawberries in there. I'll have to bring you, Mamma Jam, over onto the other side so I can read you and do my work at the same time. Okay, add my pectin. which is 1 packet of pectin. This is what pectin looks like. You can buy it in the store wherever you find your canning jars. I suggest if you're going to do any type stuff though, make sure that you have it ahead of time. The Sure-Jell box comes with a thing teaching you how to make jelly. Put that back for future use. It says for me to use a wooden spoon. I'll use a wooden spatula, but that ought to work. Okay. Now we're going to put our Sure-Jell. Here is where I should have turned the camera around so you could see what I was doing, but I didn't, and I apologize. But just finish following the rest of the instructions as I'm saying them, even if you can't see them. Add pectin and lemon and butter to pot and stir. Okay. Don't have to put anything else in it yet except butter, which is a half a teaspoon. Half a teaspoon. Okay. Okay. Of course it'll go off. And the lemon juice. Which I'll just say it's 2 tablespoons. Get my tablespoon thing out. Two tablespoons of lemon juice. I gotta open this. Okay, there is 1 and 2. All right, so now it tells me I have to turn this on. I'm guessing medium heat. And stir it until it comes to a boil. While it's heating up, get all that stuff moving around in there. I don't think that's going to make very many strawberries, but I already have everything out, so if it don't, I can make another batch. Okay, and I need 7 cups of sugar. Ouch. Just a little note I found out in this late thing. Make sure you have everything out and all your utensils ready to go. That way, especially if you're going to video it, you don't have to keep going back and forth trying to find stuff. But I appreciate if you've watched it this far. Thank you very much. Bring to a rolling boil. Once boiling, add the sugar and return to boil and boil for 1 minute. Here I was wondering why or how it was going to come to a rolling boil, but as the Sure-Jell and the butter and the lemon juice and the strawberries all mixed, it did make a kind of a jelly-like substance. And then when you put the sugar in, of course, sugar will melt itself. And how long will people do this for 35, 30 or 45 minutes? If you don't use pectin in making this type of jelly, you do have to stir and stir and stir at this point for 30 to 35 minutes so that it will gel up. I'd rather use pectin. I'll bring you back in just a little bit. I know what y'all was saying when you was watching me do this. Turn it over, dummy. You ought to seen the sigh of relief on my face when I realized to turn those jar lifters up the other way. I was like, holy cow, how in the world does that ever work? But I'm sorry, I'm out of frame right here. All I'm doing is filling my jars with the jam. One at a time, take your time. Uh, I think it's a 1/4 inch headspace that you leave in the top of that jar, and it will hopefully work for you and seal up perfectly. All right, keep watching. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing or not. Sorry, guys. I'm taking this paper towel that has vinegar on it and wiping the lids and where the rings go on, because you want it to be able to seal up. I don't think I'm going to have any trouble with it gelling. Okay, now need to get my rings. And the lids. Real gently. Take them out of your cinnamon water. Oh, I don't need that. Alright, there is all that done. Now, use this, you put the ring on. They said finger tight. Don't scrunch it on there. Just put it on finger tight. Oh, leave it sitting here. Don't put it on nothing else. Make sure they go on finger tight. Now, what I have to do is I have to get the rest of these jars out. And since they're hot, I don't want to set them on something cold. So I'm going to set this down on this side. Get these jars out. Man. If there's jars in there tight, you're going to have a heck of a time getting to them. These jars will be sterilized for the next batch. Plan on making grape jelly next, guys. If this turns out alright. Still got this canning process to do. Okay. Now, set these jars of jelly down in here carefully, carefully, carefully. Carefully, carefully, carefully. Whew. One of them must have had a little bit of air in it. Must not have got that one quite tight. I don't know if that one will set up or not. No, I don't put it in the refrigerator. Make sure these are good and tight. Yeah. Okay. Now, I'm going to put this hot water on top of them to about 1 inch over, which it is. Okay, I'm going to turn it up to high so it'll start boiling. And set this lid on here. I'm not going to lock it down though. Just going to set it on there. Alright guys, I'm going to bring that to a rolling boil and boil it for 15 minutes. And the altitude I am at 1363, I think. I have to do it for 15 minutes after it starts boiling. So, we'll bring you back when I bring the jars out. Okay guys, me taking out the jam video got deleted, but here they are sitting on a dish mat, what you usually just to put your dishes on after you wash them. I found that to be perfect. You don't want to set them on a cold counter or in the wind or anything they said. So that worked out perfectly, and they started pinging immediately. So jam time. Okay guys, after you've cut up your strawberries, you're going to use 5 cups of strawberries, 1 box of Shore Gel, and 1/2 teaspoon of butter, 2 tablespoons of lemon juice, and 7 cups of sugar. And all these are just utensils that you use. You can buy them, you don't have to. And here is my canner that I use to can it in. Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope to get better, and you all watch my progress as I get better in my canning expedition, in my gardening, in my crafting, in my everything. I'm just enjoying doing this, and I hope you enjoy watching it. And I want to say a special thanks to all my subscribers, and a special thanks to all the people that just view my videos. I really, really, really do appreciate it. Thanks for watching.